Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for asking my friend's boyfriend to leave my baby shower? AITA for not inviting all students to a barbecue? AITA for not being able to give my daughter the birthday that she wants? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for asking my friend's boyfriend to leave my baby shower? I'll call my friend Lucy, and call her boyfriend Joe. I've never met Joe, but he and Lucy have been together a year or so. Lucy is the type who is never single. She is also beyond obsessed with her men, and makes them her personality. If her boyfriend is into hunting, she likes hunting. If they're into the gym, she's into the gym, etc. Lucy is never without Joe, she goes with him to the barber shop, etc. Yesterday I had my baby shower. Lucy arrived in tow, with Joe. My baby shower was at an event center and we received RSVPs. We told the staff we had X people coming, and now it was X plus 1. Joe was also the only guy in attendance, and I've never met him. I took Lucy aside and told her, I'm happy to have you here, but the invite was only for you. Lucy said we're leaving then and stormed off. I got texts from her last night saying I should understand they are a package deal, and it wasn't a big deal that he came. She said she brought him because she didn't want to be lonely, and if I was a true friend, I'd understand. AITA? NTA, if she doesn't want to attend events without her BF, then she should RSVP no to events he is not invited to. Also, the jab at Opie, and possibly other mutual friends, when she said she doesn't want to be lonely. As if OP isn't fun company. Why are you friends if you don't think the other isn't fun to hang out with? NTA, Princess got a reality check. She'll get another one in 6 months when she's single, and looking for the next person and personality to assimilate into becoming. Wow! You're an optimist. I give her high maintenance neediness 2 months, at most, before the BF runs far and fast. NTA. He wasn't invited. And he was the only guy there. Traditionally, only women are invited. So unless your invitation specified Lucy and Joe or Lucy and guest, then it's on them for making a false assumption that he'd be welcome. You're there to celebrate your pregnancy and your wee one with those you love and that love you. You don't know this guy from Adam, so he wasn't there for the purpose of showing you love and support, he was there because they're ridiculously attached at the hip. NTA. Lucy and Joe are weird. And any relationship that doesn't have boundaries or personal space is, at best, cringe. If not toxic. NTA. It is peak rudeness to bring someone to an event when they haven't been invited. Even if she would have been lonely, your shower wasn't about her. Lucy sounds codependent and obnoxious. Also, how is she going to be lonely if her friends are there? Surely Opie wasn't the only person she knew, and besides, most baby showers don't last but a few hours. Definitely NTA. NTA. It is peak rudeness to bring someone to an event when they haven't been invited. Agreed. And look, I hate showers so much and I am always happy to see a break with this tradition, but they are very much something that is often segregated by gender. You don't bring a date to a shower. NTA. How entitled do you have to be to bring someone to an RSVP event without invitation, without asking? Not to mention that baby showers are traditionally all women/girls only, so they can talk about stuff like breastfeeding and how to deal with postpartum issues without feeling uncomfortable. Adding male guests just changes the entire mood and the type of event it is. Even if she was genuinely uncertain if her BF is included in the invitation, Lucy should have asked rather than assumed. Good for you for standing up for yourself. Yeah, the only baby showers I've been to are ones that I've been invited to as I'm a guy. No problems if a woman wants only women at hers. If I'm invited, I'll try to go. I love that one of my friends threw 2 parties, one for women and one for men. NTA. Lucy should have declined the invitation. I've been married quite some time, so I presume most people see my husband and myself as a package deal, but if the invite is to me for a girls' event, it's just me that shows up. I would resume the father of your baby wasn't there, nor were the husbands of other attendees. I agree with the poster above that responding that invites are for the invited, and if she wants to add someone, she reaches out ahead of time or declines. Her actions were rude. NTA sounds like the problem sorted herself out. Hopefully her next boyfriend will have self-awareness and proper manners that she can then emulate. Lucy sounds like a very insecure young woman who needs help to find her center. But this was your baby shower, and her ability to spend a few hours away from her BF should not be your problem or your baggage. Having a baby on the way is quite enough to deal with. NTA, but I hope you encourage your friend to get help. Lucy sounds like a very insecure young woman who needs help to find her center. I read the description of Lucy and immediately thought of Julia Roberts in Runaway Bride. Must be exhausting to need other people in your life, solely to have a personality. Joe was also the only guy in attendance, and I've never met him. NTA. I'm sure there were many women there who had male partners, but they left them at home. She should have done the same with Joe. AITA for not inviting all students to a barbecue? I, 30F, am a teacher. I have a class with 24 students. I teach first grade. I told my students that we could have a barbecue at a park, with hot dogs and hamburgers and snacks, for whoever filled their good noodle sticker charts. This has been approved by the principal, and I teach at a private school. We have daily sticker charts to track their behavior in school. They had to have perfect behavior all of April in order to participate. I have one student who has some behavioral issues. They did not earn all of their good noodle stickers this month. Since this student, we'll call Bobby, didn't earn the barbecue, I had let his mother know just in case he mentioned it. Bobby would join another class for the day and do work inside while his classmates were at the barbecue. She has been sending emails complaining to myself and the principal all week about how her child should also be able to participate and it is unfair. She thinks we should make an exception since he has behavioral issues and feels we could be targeting him. I think I'm being fair because he did not earn all of his good noodle stickers. So AITA? Update. I had a meeting today after school with the parents and the principal. The principal agrees it would not be fair to the other students to allow Bobby to participate. She expressed she understands the frustration, but she needs to make it fair for all students and not just Bobby. The father said he understood and thought it was a fair assessment if all the other students were able to complete the goal. The mother argued Bobby's IEP. The principal then reminded her we follow his IEP as a courtesy, but as a private school we legally do not have to follow it, and she has a choice to come to this school, but if she'd like to unenroll Bobby, then there was a waiting list of students they could contact to take his place. Bobby will still be enrolled in the school and in my class, if anyone is wondering. He will not be attending the barbecue. Update 2. Bobby's mother came to the school yesterday to drop off Bobby's lunch he forgot at home. She arrived during the children's snack recess. All of the kids were playing freeze tag. A game where once you're tagged you have to freeze until someone unfreezes you. I was inside prepping art while the teacher's aide was with them. Bobby's mother came inside absolutely livid, saying we were forcing her child to stand in one place and not let him move. We explained the game and she said then the students are cruel for not unfreezing him but unfreezing everyone else. She was making such a big scene and so loud the principal overheard. Their office is down the hall. His mother was removed from the school grounds and we had a meeting with his father in the afternoon. The principal let him know Bobby would need to be unenrolled due to his mother's behavior. He did try to get him to stay until at least the end of the year but ultimately understood. He was also told if Bobby's mother is on the school grounds again, the police department will be called immediately. YTA. As a former educator myself, I hate these kinds of public exclusionary rewards, especially for very young kids. These are first graders. From what you've posted, it sounds like this was the only student excluded. There is literally no way that is going to encourage better behavior from this young child in the future. Kids, especially young ones, often act out in reaction to emotional stimuli they don't have the appropriate tools to process yet. 99% of the time, a kid of first grade age who is acting out has trouble somewhere, stress/problems at home, getting bullied, who knows. For the same reason it's unfair to punish young kids for tardiness or attendance issues, it's unfair to expect a kid this young to behave all the time when you have no idea what might be happening in their lives that isn't in their control. Publicly excluding one child is going to make behavior issues worse. You're turning them into a pariah to their peers. Kids can be mean, and honestly don't need much to single someone out as other. I know you want to use some kind of reward system for the kids who are behaving the way you want, but you're talking about 6-year-olds. Something as big as a barbecue at the park should have been an all-or-nothing class goal. Singling out the one kid who is having trouble, which, again, you as the teacher will almost never know the true source of, is bullying. If these were high schoolers, that would be one thing. Teenagers are more mature and can be expected to have more control over their behavior, but we're talking about kids who are only 6 years old. You need to rethink your reward system, keeping in mind age-appropriate expectations for these children. Edit: some of your comments specify that this kid has an IEP. 100% YTA. A kid that young who already has an IEP is never going to be able to meet that level of behavioral expectation, regardless of whatever accommodations the IEP calls for. Perfection for a month. You set this kid up to fail. Hopefully not on purpose, but that's still the outcome. Learn from this in the future. YTA. Perfect behavior for an entire month is not an age-appropriate expectation for first graders. At that age, shorter-term rewards are more effective. I honestly don't think it is appropriate for any kid in elementary school or even middle school. Perfect behavior is an unreasonable standard. Kids make mistakes. One of my kids got in trouble once in 7th grade for name-calling a friend. He and his friend called each other equally offensive nicknames, but my son was overheard by a new teacher. He never had a discipline issue before or after, and he is graduating high school this year. He served his detention, moved on, and learned to be more careful with his word choice, but if it were up to OP, that one mistake would be enough to write him off? Perfect behavior for an entire month for 6 and 7-year-olds is beyond ridiculous. YTA. Singling out a child who you know have behavioral issues and possibly can't control certain things and you're punishing them for it? I'm glad our teachers recognize effort. We all have shit days, and this is one of your massive ones. Glad you don't teach my kids. This isn't okay. You're teaching first grade, not 10th. They're too young and immature to fully understand why you're ostracizing them, and it can't come as a surprise to you that this can lead to mocking of the child who failed to behave. Good grief. Wasn't pedagogy and empathy a part of your curriculum at all? Find a more age-appropriate way to award good behavior. YTA. Edit: after your update, neither you nor your principal are fit to safeguard the mental health of little children. You deserve the judgment you received, and more. You must be sad he's still enrolled in your class. We see right through you, and we're disgusted by what we see. By 10th grade, all the students know that reward systems like this are divisive and undermine good faith in the teacher and admins. YTA, I'm dead serious, find a new profession. Far away from children or anyone vulnerable. Teachers like you are a big reason why children like that student struggle and suffer for years with their self-worth, finding their place in society, and struggle with relationships. I wonder how many core memories of trauma this teacher has left on students like Bobby. Every time he didn't get a sticker or penalized for being a child, with a disability, rather than guided and respected. You couldn't train him like some prized show dog, so you're punishing him. Let me guess, he didn't sit still, stop speaking on command, a little rowdy. Find a new job. YTA. You likely could have predicted 1 to 2 students would fail to get all the stickers. I agree that a person should stick to what they say. In this case, you should have left some leeway. You set this up and should have foreseen this exact outcome. This is going to be rough for a 6-year-old to handle. Being the sole kid to be excluded might feel pretty bad. The real question is, would you feel good about it if you were 6? Put yourself in the kid's shoes. They will hear about the BDG from their friends for the rest of term. If you can honestly say you would be fine with being the only kid excluded, then feel free to ignore my judgment. Yes. This kid already has an IEP and special needs. He already knows he is different. He faces years of exclusion in a world built for NT folks. I'd expect a first-grade teacher to be a soft place to land. YTA. You're saying out of 24 first-grade kids, Bobby was the only one who didn't have perfect behavior for an entire month? That's incredibly hard to believe. I don't believe in the special snowflake, everybody gets a trophy theory that's so prevalent these days, but come on. I don't know of any 6-year-old who is perfectly behaved all the time. I don't believe in the special snowflake, everybody gets a trophy theory that's so prevalent these days. I have literally never heard of this actually happening, just people making fun of it. Just FYI, that era is pretty much over. My kids have 0 fake trophies or ribbons. I was the mom in this situation and my son is in 1st grade as well. Kids their age take everything to heart and get hurt very easily by being excluded. If the kid's already struggling with behavior problems, how would being singled out affect their mental health? That's so wrong, I'm sorry, but I'd be furious with you too and ask my child to change teachers. I was the mom in this situation and I pulled my kid out of private school immediately and put her in public. Have never regretted it. AITA for not being able to give my daughter the birthday that she wants? My daughter is turning 15 in a few days. Money is a bit tight, so I told her we can't afford a birthday party this year, instead we can buy a cake, a gift and go out for dinner. She threw a tantrum over not getting a birthday party but finally got over it. She told me she wants a peanut butter chocolate cake, a tablet and wants to go to an Indian restaurant. I told her she is being unreasonable, she knows her brother is allergic to peanut butter. I even offered to buy her a cupcake, but she insisted on having a cake, so I said fine, you are getting a chocolate cake then. We had another argument over the gifts, because I can't really afford a tablet, so I asked her to choose something else, but she wouldn't choose, so I bought a new phone case for her. Then we had another argument. She knows neither me nor any of her siblings eat Indian food, so I told her we'll go to her favorite fast food instead. She threw another tantrum and called me an asshole and said fine, have fun then, I'm not coming. She then called her dad and left with him. I've been trying to talk to her, but the only thing she says is that she is not coming with us and won't talk to me. So you said she cannot have a party, but she can have cake, but not the one she wants. She can have a gift, but not the one she wants. She can have a meal out, but not the one she wants. Just wondering if money is just as tight when it's her brother's birthday? Just wondering if money is just as tight when it's brother's birthday? That's a really good question. Either she doesn't get the gift, the restaurant or cake of her choice. It's her birthday, you could at least let her get one thing she wants. The cake would be the least expensive and you can't even do that for her. Let me guess, her brother is perfect. YTA, it seems more like you're making her birthday about everyone else. Your brother is allergic to PB. Okay, so make her a PB chocolate cake and him a regular chocolate cake. It doesn't sound like you sat down and explained your budget and asked her if she would like something within your price range, but rather argued instead. We don't eat Indian food, okay, so order her takeout from her favorite place and you get fast food. It doesn't sound like you even remotely tried to accommodate. That's why YTA. Yep. She could have done exactly this. Instead, it seems like she was determined to make her daughter suffer for being a teenager. Yes, she threw a tantrum, but so what? Everyone has off days. Hopefully OP apologizes and makes it up to her, but I won't hold my breath based on her replies to comments. YTA. You aren't honoring any of her requests. It appears her dad is willing to, since she left with him. Good luck. She'll be writing on the relationship advice sub in 3 years' time. Why doesn't my daughter want to have anything to do with me? What do you want to bet the siblings are step or half sibs? I can fully understand not being able to give her everything she wants. But it also sounds like you're determined to give her absolutely nothing she wants. Why? It almost looks like absolute dedication to drill in the point that she is not wanted. I mean, going to a restaurant with at least 4 people would be just as expensive as inviting a few teenagers and spend the money on homemade pizza and soda. Or cut the going out to dinner and don't buy a $20 gift and the tablet instead. I mean, dinner with even a soda at a restaurant is easily $20. 20x, at least, for equals 80 plus the money for the phone case would be $100. You can easily get a tablet from Amazon for $100. I really don't get how you can be like this as a mother. And the comments. I put my son's health first. Like it's only about the cake. Info, I don't understand the part about not being able to afford a birthday party though. All you really need for a party is a cake, some snacks, and friends. Buying some snacks can't be more expensive than taking your family out to dinner. And why not get her the cake she wants and get your son the cupcake? It's not his birthday and he's the one with the issue. For that matter, all you need is a cake and board games. It takes a little effort to make it festive on a tight budget. I'm guessing, by her responses, that OP doesn't think her daughter is worth the effort. I don't think any of my birthday parties growing up cost more than $100. Just a bunch of pizza, cake, and a movie, back when Blockbuster was a thing though. YTA. You said she's being selfish, but it's her birthday. You asked her what she wanted and then proceeded to shut down everything she said. It's not that you can't afford the tablet or a grand party, YTA, because you're making her birthday about what you and your son want. Get your son the cupcake. Let her get the food she wants and order you and your son something else. She's going to resent you if you don't prioritize her wants now and then, too. Appreciate your financial situation, but daughter clearly feels unvalued and is acting accordingly. Not sure why between you and the father you can't afford a party. Sleepovers are cheaper than going out for dinner. What are you not telling us? My guess is that this daughter is the only one of her kids OP had with this dad. The others, sounds like they're plural, are with the guy she left dad for, who clearly left her somewhere along the way. So OP resents her daughter's dad for supporting her and only her and not these randos. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.